ओके ओके, ये जो पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन है ये थोड़ा नेक्स्ट लेवल के लेवल 2 के क्वेश्चन है. In this case you are connecting two reactions. In the question they are asking to convert some Na2CO3, some mass of Na2CO3 into NaHCO3 with the help of CO2. इसका मतलब in the reaction you need to react Na2CO3 with CO2 but to form NaHCO3. But if you are observing in the product you are getting a hydrogen, but question में ये जो reactants है Na2CO3 और CO2 इनमें तो हाइड्रोजन नहीं है, so इसलिए एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है for now, like assume sufficient H2O is present. इसका मतलब Na2CO3 CO2 H2O के साथ रिएक्ट होके बन रहा होगा NaHCO3, बस ये रिएक्शन लिख के बैलेंस करना है. So this is how you can form the reaction from the question. Okay, initial questions जो भी दूंगा मैं, I know that you are not aware of some of the reactions from inorganic chemistry or in general chemistry. So इसलिए I will be giving you the information in order to form the reaction. Definitely, okay? हाँ, इस reaction, इस particular question में you need to convert Na2CO3 into NaHCO3 with the help of CO2 and H2O. ये जो CO2 है, this is obtained by another reaction. दूसरा कुछ reaction करके you are forming CO2. That CO2 is utilized in this particular reaction. वो वाला reaction कौन सा है? Decomposition of CaCO3. First of all, get the information on how much CO2 you require. 10.6 grams मतलब कितना मोल्स है? पहले मोल्स में कन्वर्ट करो. 10.6 grams मतलब 0.1 मोल है. So from the stoichiometric equation 1 1 1 और 2 1:1:1:2 रेशियो में है. So 1 mole of Na2CO3 के लिए 1 mole CO2 लग रहे, तो you need to convert only 0.1 moles of Na2CO3 into NaHCO3. So you will be requiring only 0.1 mole of CO2. ये 0.1 mole CO2 कहाँ से लेके आना है हमको? By decomposition of CaCO3. उसका रिएक्शन लिख के फिर से स्टोइचियोमेट्रिक एनालिसिस करो.
सर वो 0.1 मोल CO2 कैसे है?
0.1 मोल CO2 देखो, ये स्टोइचियोमेट्रिक इक्वेशन क्या है? 1 मोल Na2CO3 1 मोल CO2 है ना. 1 मोल Na2CO3 के लिए
यस सर
मिल गया ना, 1 मोल CO2 लग रहा है. सो 0.1 मोल Na2CO3 के लिए 0.1 मोल CO2 लगेगा. 0.1 मोल CO2 कैसे बनाना है? बाय डिकम्पोजिशन ऑफ CaCO3. CaCO3 1 मोल डिकम्पोज किया तो 1 मोल CO2 बन रहा है. सो 0.1 मोल के लिए कितना लगेगा? 0.1 मोल ऑफ CaCO3 लगेगा. मास कितना हो जाएगा? मास इज ऑलवेज नंबर ऑफ मोल्स इनटू मॉलिक्यूलर वेट. मॉलिक्यूलर वेट ऑफ CaCO3 ऑलवेज सब्स्टिट्यूट अलोंग विद यूनिट्स. ये 0.1 मोल है, ये 100 ग्राम पर मोल है. मोल मोल कैंसिल होके 10 ग्राम बचा है. ओके, बाद में फ्यूचर में इफ यू आर गेटिंग मोर कंफर्टेबल यू कैन डायरेक्टली से 0.1 into 100. ओके, आंसर जो भी आता है ग्राम्स में आता है. ओके, ये पता होना चाहिए ग्राम्स में है, ग्राम पर मोल, ये सब. ये रिएक्शन भी, ये क्वेश्चन भी इंटरेस्टिंग है. You are given sequence of reactions. From the sequence of reactions they are asking how much Cl2 is required to produce so and so amount of KClO4. ये जो KClO4 है, it is not directly obtained from Cl2, but in order to obtain KClO4 you require KClO3. In order to get KClO3 you require KClO. ये जो KClO है, it is obtained from Cl2. So if you don't have KClO, you don't get KClO3. If you don't get KClO3, you may not get KClO4. So indirectly connected है ये. So analysis करते समय you can either start from the beginning or start from the ending. KClO4 से analysis कर सकते हो. स्टोइचियोमेट्री से ही करना है. Again स्टोइचियोमेट्री. 3 मोल बनाने के लिए 4 मोल लग रहे हैं. 3 मोल बनाने के लिए 4 मोल KClO3 लग रहे हैं. और 1 मोल KClO3 के लिए 3 मोल KClO लग रहे हैं. So in order to form 4 mole KClO3, you require 3 into 4 mole KClO, which is 12 mole KClO. ये 1:1 रेशियो है. So Cl2 भी कितना लगेगा? 12 मोल Cl2 लगेगा. So indirectly 3 मोल KClO4 के लिए 12 मोल Cl2 लग रहे हैं, और 1 मोल के लिए कितना लगेगा? मास में एनालिसिस, मास में दिया है ना 200 ग्राम्स KClO4. So 1 मोल का मास 138.5 ग्राम्स है. 138.5 ग्राम्स बनाने के लिए 284 ग्राम्स ऑफ Cl2 लग रहे, तो 200 ग्राम्स बनाने के लिए कितना लगेगा? आई होप दिस पर्टिकुलर मॉडल ऑफ क्वेश्चन, ये क्वेश्चन है ये क्लियर है. दो लोग ने सॉल्व किया है तब, आदित्य और देवाशीष. ओके, both of them have solved this particular question. Good, very good. I hope ये जो particular question है अभी clear है सब लोगों को. If you are having any doubt, feel free to ask. Feel free. We are having an infinite time. और टाइम हाँ सब कुछ हमारे हाथ में है तो है, नहीं है तो नहीं, बट है, अभी है हमारे पास, बहुत टाइम है.
I was not there. Please can you explain once?
ये क्वेश्चन है,
So
ये
please
वाला क्वेश्चन.
can you explain the question again? Yes sir.
ओके ओके ओके. तुमको पहले ये बेसिक्स क्लियर है, like how to calculate moles, how to do analysis from moles to grams, gram to moles. ये I hope वो वाला analysis तुमको क्लियर है. मैं आइडिया लेके मैं एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ तुम्हें. If you are having doubt even after
Yes, sir.
explanation, you can call me after the lecture. Okay. So इस क्वेश्चन में you are getting KCl4 indirectly from Cl2. Cl2 is reacting with KOH to form KClO. जो भी KClO बना है, you are further reacting it, you are heating that to convert that into KClO3. जो भी KClO3 बना है, you are converting that into KClO4. Okay. So they are asking how much Cl2 you need to take in order to form 200 gram of KClO4. So do the analysis from the reaction which is involving KClO4. So 3 मोल 3 KClO4 स्टोइचियोमेट्री कोएफिशिएंट से क्या पता चल रहा है, 3 मोल KClO4 बनाने के लिए you require 4 मोल of KClO3. वही लिखा पहले. In order to get 3 मोल of KClO4, you require 4 मोल of KClO3. But in order to form this 4 मोल of KClO3, कितना KClO लगेगा वो देखो. 1 मोल KClO3 बनाने के लिए 3 मोल लग रहे हैं इधर स्टोइचियोमेट्री से. So 4 मोल बनाने के लिए कितना लगेगा, 1 के लिए 3 तो 4 के लिए 12 लगेगा. So ये जो 12 मोल KClO 1 मोल के लिए 1 मोल Cl2 लग रहे हैं, तो 12 मोल KClO के लिए you require 12 मोल of Cl2. So 12 मोल of Cl2 जो भी है, it is required for the formation of 3 मोल of KClO4. 1 मोल के पर मोल कितना लगेगा वो देखा. 1 मोल के लिए 4 मोल लगेगा. 1 मोल का मास कितना हो जाएगा, इट्स मॉलिक्यूलर मास टेकन इन टर्म्स ऑफ ग्राम्स. इसका जो भी मॉलिक्यूलर वेट होता है उसी को ग्राम में रिप्रेजेंट करने से 1 मोल का मास हो जाएगा. सो 138.5 ग्राम. ये समझ में आया ना ऐसा क्यों बोल रहा हूँ मैं. ये एक मॉलिक्यूल का मास 138.5 ग्राम पर मोल है. 1 मोल का मास कितना हो जाएगा, यू नीड टू मल्टीप्लाई दैट बाय 1 मोल. सो यू विल बी हैविंग 138.5 ग्राम्स. 138.5 ग्राम्स के लिए 4 मोल मतलब 284 ग्राम्स है. 200 ग्राम्स के लिए कितना लगेगा, अगेन सिंपल यूनिटरी मेथड. ओके ओके, थैंक यू. उसके बाद हमने और कुछ क्वेश्चंस बेस्ड ऑन स्टोइचियोमेट्री, बेस्ड ऑन लिमिटिंग रिएजेंट देखा है. रिएक्शन ऑलरेडी दिया है. If you want to find the limiting reagent, you need to have each and every reactant in terms of moles. Initially moles में चाहिए. 4.8 grams दिया है ना, so grams देते ही moles में immediately convert करना आ जाना चाहिए. Given mass divided by molecular mass, 4.8 divided by 32 gram per mole, which is equal to 0.15 mole. So moles में एक बार आने के बाद divide them by stoichiometric coefficients. One which is having lesser value of K is the limiting reagent. उसके बाद K of the limiting reagent into stoichiometric coefficient is the amount that got reacted or the amount that got produced. Reactants के लिए minus, produced के लिए positive. Calculation करते समय every step में, हर एक step में simplify करते मत जाना. Do the calculation at the end. Simplification जो भी करेंगे हम last में करना, क्योंकि individual steps में calculate करके, हर एक step में calculate करके मेहनत बढ़ाने की जरूरत नहीं है. If that is not the final answer, तब तक simplify मत करो, last में जाके simplify करो. अभी ये जो 0.15/3 वैसा ही रखो, 0.15/4 वैसा ही रखो. कैलकुलेट करने की क्या जरूरत है. अभी लास्ट में इंटू 32 करते समय वो 4 और 32 कैंसिल हो रहा है. 0.15/4 कैंसिल नहीं होगा. अगर तुम लोग एग्जाम में 0.15/4 कैलकुलेट करके आगे बढ़ेंगे ऐसे कुछ सोचा तो यू विल बी लूजिंग प्रेशियस टाइम. ओके, ऑलवेज डू द फाइनल सिंप्लीफिकेशन एट द एंड. वो अगर तुम लोग को पता है वो फाइनल आंसर है तभी सिंप्लीफाई करना. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है ये. डोंट कैलकुलेट एट ईच एंड एवरी स्टेप. ओके ओके. उसके बाद हमने परसेंटेज प्योरिटी के ऊपर एक क्वेश्चन किया है. और CaCO3 जो है 95% ही प्योर है. If it is 200 kgs, if it is 100% pure, the entire amount will be of CaCO3, but it is only 95% pure. So into 0.95, 190 kg है. CaO जो भी obtain होगा, it is only because of CaCO3, which is only 190 kg. So जो भी calculation है 190 kg के respect में करना है, but not 200 kg. Okay? ठीक है. Okay. यहाँ तक किया है हमने. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now we will be seeing a concept called percentage yield, and इसका importance क्या है वो भी देखते हैं. Percentage yield. Let us try to understand what is the importance for knowing percentage yield. Okay. Suppose if I am manufacturing a specific drug, a specific medicine, and वो particular medicine बनाने के लिए I am starting with 100 molecules of raw material. Okay. मेरे पास 100 molecules है. Suppose मान लेते हैं हर एक capsule, हर एक tablet जो भी है, it requires one molecule. Suppose मान रहा हूँ मैं, my particular process is 100% efficient. So out of from 100 molecules, I can form 100 capsules. Assumption क्या है? Each capsule has one molecule. Okay. Suppose मान लेते हैं हम एक NGO है, we are non-profit organization. Okay. One molecule का cost, एक molecule का cost manufacture करने के लिए, in order to convert one molecule into one capsule, suppose 1 rupee लग रहा है हमको, 1 rupee. So for conversion of 100 molecules, the input cost is 100 rupees. For the conversion of 100 molecules, the input cost is 100 rupees. Suppose if you don't want any profit, in that particular case, हर एक कैप्सूल का कॉस्ट प्राइस कितना रखेंगे हम?
1 rupee.
1 rupee. 1 rupee if you don't want any profits. In that case, we will be keeping the price of each capsule as 1 rupee. अभी इसी particular process में we have started with 100 molecules, but only 50 molecules got converted into 50 capsules. Out of those 100 molecules, only 50 molecules got converted. In this particular case, if you don't want any profit or loss भी होना नहीं चाहिए. Okay. इस particular case में कैप्सूल का कॉस्ट कितना रखेंगे हर एक कैप्सूल का?
2 rupees.
2 rupees. Input cost is even now it is 100 rupees. Input cost 100 rupees. अभी क्या हो गया? कैप्सूल का कॉस्ट कितना हो गया? 2 rupees हो गया, बढ़ गया. Out of these 100 molecules, only 10 molecules. Out of these 100 molecules, only 10 molecules got converted into 10 capsules. इस particular case में what will be the cost of each tablet?
10 rupees.
10 rupees.
10 rupees. Out of these 100 molecules, हमारा process ऐसा है, only one molecule got converted into one capsule. What is the cost
100.
of that particular capsule?
100.
100 rupees ना?
100 rupees.
So ये जो yield है, yield मतलब final output है, ये yield जितना कम होता जा रहा है, वो जो हमारा cost है, final cost per each unit or cost per each entity, it is increasing. So if you are having a best system or efficient process, in that case, the price of each unit will be very very less. So वो फायदा होगा. कोई भी industry में, if you are increasing the efficiency of any given process, all final output, different several process will be clubbed together. हर एक step में कुछ थोड़ा efficiency बढ़ा के, even by increasing the efficiency by 0.1%, millions का फर्क पड़ता है 0.1% से भी, because जो output है हम बहुत ज़्यादा होता है ना, like it will increase throughout India. Even 0.1% can have a huge impact on the entire system. तो ये जो percentage yield है, कहाँ पे losses हो रहे हैं और क्यों हो रहे हैं, ये सब analyze करना important है. Okay. First of all, let us understand some of the reasons why this output is being decreased. ये output क्यों decrease हो रहा है, इसके लिए क्या-क्या reasons हो सकता है. Okay. One of the reason can be ये जो molecules है, kindly put your speaker on mute mode, please. Okay. ये जो molecules है, if the molecules are gaseous components, there can be escape of the gases from the system. इसलिए जो 100 molecules है, out of those 100 molecules मान लेते हैं 50 molecule escape हो गया container के अंदर से because of some leakage. In that case, the efficiency of the process will be decreased and you will be getting only 50% of the yield. So one of the reason can be whenever there is involvement of gaseous components, the yield can be decreased. दूसरा ये हो सकता है, there can be some side reactions. Like in the formation of ammonia, the reaction is N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. Okay, ये जो है ये desired reaction है, हमको ये वाला reaction चाहिए, ये desired है. But there can be another side reaction among these two same reactants. N2 plus 2H2 can also react to form N2H4. N2H4 is called as hydrazine. ये भी बनने का chance है. So जो हमारा intended reaction था, which is formation of ammonia. Apart from that, there is one more side reaction which we don't have any control on. कि हम ये बता नहीं सकते तुम हाइड्रोजन से रिएक्ट होकर हाइड्रोजन मत बनाओ. This is not in our hands. So because of this also there will be decrease of yield. हमको जितना NH3 लगेगा चाहिए उतना नहीं मिल पा रहे. Okay, ये क्लियर है? There can be side reaction which will lead to the decrease in yield. Or else ऐसा कुछ होता है, there can be some reactions which are reversible. Reversible मतलब N2 or 3H2 is reacting to form NH3. Reversible reaction के लिए symbol ये है. This reaction is called as reversible reaction. मतलब nitrogen और hydrogen react होके NH3 बन रहे, but that NH3 is again reacting back to form nitrogen and hydrogen. जो भी capsule बना है वो फिर से molecule में convert हो गया. Okay, so the capsule में जो भी product मिला है, that is converting back into reactants. As a result, हमको जितना लगेगा, suppose 100 molecules बना है capsules, 100 NH3 बना है, but out of them again 20 molecules got converted back into N2 and H2. So फिर से yield जो है decrease हो गया. ये वाला point समझ में आया? There can be different side reactions, or there can be escape of the gaseous components, or the reaction itself can be a reversible reaction. If the reaction is reversible reaction, तब तो बिल्कुल entire of the reactant cannot be converted into product. Okay, some of the product formed is converted back into reactants. Clear है? So there can be different reasons in order to increase the percentage yield of the final product. उनके details में नहीं जा रहे हम, वो क्या करने से हमको बढ़ा सकते हैं. We are just doing a simple calculations. Yield कितना होगा, अगर कोई कुछ species escape हो गया तब yield पे क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है, कितना आना चाहिए था और कितना आया है, वैसा ही कुछ बात करेंगे. Okay, we will be doing only questions. Okay, I will give you a question. Please understand the question and try to solve the question. पहले सब लोग ये question mark करो. A, some reactant A on controlled oxidation gives एक minute, give me 2 minutes. Okay, someone is asking me to explain how to calculate moles. एक क्वेश्चन में करता हूँ. I will explain you how to get number of moles in this particular question. पहले सब लोग क्वेश्चन मार्क करना. Okay, excuse me. Ion control oxidation gives X according to the reaction. ये reaction दिया हुआ है. 2A is reacting with some 9B to form 2X plus 4Y plus 4Z. Okay. कुछ तो reaction है, some oxidation reaction. No need to know what is meant by that oxidation reaction or anything. You are given reaction. A is reacting with B to form X, Y, and Z. They are saying that some of the reactant A oxidizes some other product. हमारा intended product तो X है, but it is getting oxidized to some other product. PDT indicates product, okay? And only 70% of maximum yield. MEX indicates maximum yield predicted by the equation is actually obtained. What weight of X is produced if the weight of A taken is 200 grams. They have given molecular weight of A as 128 AMU, molecular weight of X as 148 AMU. Read the question, understand the question, answer करना. There is some reaction. In the reaction, you are converting A into X, and they are saying that A is getting oxidized to some other product. Because of that, जितना भी expect कर रहे हैं हम yield X का, उसमें से केवल 70% ही आ रहा है. So you need to tell me what is the amount of X that can be produced if I start with 200 gram of A. Anyone, any answers? You can put the answers in the chat. 30 kg, okay. Any other answers? As they are asking the weight, you can do the analysis in terms of mass. Convert the moles into mass, then you can do the analysis. वो easy रहेगा. नहीं तो पहले ये कैलकुलेट करो, बाकी सब कुछ भूल जाओ और 70% जो भी है सब भूल जाओ. If I am saying that I am starting with 200 gram of A, calculate the amount of X that will be produced from the stoichiometry. Calculate the amount of X that can be produced if I start with 200 gram of A. The equation is 2A plus 9B gives rise to 2X plus 4y plus 4z. Stoichiometry के हिसाब से 2 mole of A is forming 2 mole of X. 2 mole of A का मास कितना हो जाएगा? मास में it will be
256.
2 mole into 128 gram per mole. Okay, you are having 256 grams. 256 grams of A is producing 2 mole of X. मतलब कितना हो जाएगा? 2 mole into 148.
296.
96.
Okay, so it is 296 gram of X. So 256 gram A से 296 gram X मिल रहा है, तो they are saying they are starting with 200 gram of A. So कितना X मिलेगा? It will be 200 upon 256 into 296. This much gram of X is supposed to X हमको आना चाहिए था, but क्या क्वेश्चन में क्या दिया है? 70% of the maximum yield is actually obtained. इतना आना चाहिए था, but actual में कितना आया है? 70% आया है. तो amount of X obtained कितना हो जाएगा?
into 70 divided by 8.
Into 0.7. 70% मतलब this is the predicted yield. This is the predicted maximum yield. They are saying that only 70% of the maximum yield is obtained. Question में बस समझो वो. Only 70% of the maximum yield is obtained. So इसका 70% जो भी रहेगा, that will be the answer. 200 upon 256 into 296 into 0.7 grams is the answer. Final answer. So ये वाला calculate कर सकते हैं तुम लोग. इनमें दोनों में 2 का फैक्टर है ना. This is 128, this is 148. कोई कैलकुलेट किया है?
161.87 gram.
161.8.
1.875.
875 grams. Good. 161.875 grams is the answer. Are you using calculators?
No, sir.
Calculators use मत करना. Is this question clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We will go to next part of mole concept. This particular we will be having only introduction today. This particular part is the most important part of mole concept. ध्यान से देखना सब लोग. We will be starting analysis of reactions in aqueous media. Aqueous media मतलब you will be taking some reactants and you will be doing the reaction having water as the medium. पानी के अंदर reactants को मिलाएंगे and उन reactants के बीच में कुछ तो reaction होगा. the medium is water. Okay, medium is water. So उसके लिए सबसे पहले we will start with the definition of solution. Anyone, any idea on the definition of solution? What is meant by solution? Anyone?
It is a mixture of
Solute in solvent.
Is a mixture of
solute
in-
and
Okay. Any other specific definition? Anyone want to add anything to this? Solution. मैं लिखता हूँ. A solution is nothing but homogeneous mixture of two or more components. It is a homogeneous mixture of two or more components. Yeah. अभी इस particular definition में I have written something called homogeneous mixture. Anyone, any idea of homogeneous mixture? What do I mean by this?
Two substances are dissolved clearly.
Substances are dissolved clearly. Okay. Chemistry के respect में हम ये ऐसा कुछ बात करेंगे. Homogeneous mixture मतलब the concentration of species will be constant throughout the mixture. The concentration will be uniform throughout the mixture. Concentration मतलब क्या है बताता हूँ एग्जांपल देख के. Concentration of any species. Uniform throughout the solution. मतलब क्या है? Suppose if you are taking a sugar solution, or a glucose solution, you are mixing glucose inside water. If it is a homogeneous solution, if you pick a spoonful of glucose solution from the surface, or you can pick a spoonful of glucose solution from the bottom of the glass, दोनों को टेस्ट करो, दोनों का sweetness exactly same ही रहेगा, because the concentration of the solution is uniform throughout. Concentration का मतलब वो जो particles है, they are uniformly distributed throughout the solution. एक particular point पे ज़्यादा concentrate होके, दूसरे point पे कम concentrate होके वैसा नहीं रहेगा. A homogeneous mixture is something which has uniform concentration throughout. Uniform concentration of any species present inside it. Okay, I hope this is clear. Based on number of components, a solution is divided into different categories. If the number of components are 2, the solution will be called as binary solution. If the number of components are 3, the solution will be called as ternary solution. If the number of components are 4, then the solution is called as quaternary solution, so on and so forth. Okay, we are interested in binary solutions. हमारा interest तो binary solutions के ऊपर है. So in a binary solution, we will be having components. One of the component will be called as solute, and the other component will be called as solvent. आज के लेक्चर में solute और solvent को understand करके we will wrap the session. इसके बारे में आगे बाद next lecture में continue करेंगे. Solute क्या है? Minor component of solution is nothing but a solute. What is a solvent? A solvent is the major component of the solution. Okay. I will give you a question. We will understand this by a question. I'll give you a question. Identify solute and solvent. Okay. Suppose if I am dissolving 180 gram of glucose, I am mixing 180 gram of glucose with 162 gram of water, H2O. In this case, tell me which is solute and solvent. Anyone?
Glucose is solvent.
Glucose is solvent and H2O is solute. Because you are feeling like 180 grams is major component and 162 grams is minor component. ये गलत है. You should not.
Glucose
You should,
solute है.
Solute.
हाँ, exactly. You should never analyze based on grams. Everything in chemistry is always related to moles. You need to calculate the moles of the given components and then you need to see for major and minor components. So ये जो major and minor components है, this is based on number of moles but not on mass. Okay. So try to calculate the moles. एक किसी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा है how to calculate moles. Number of moles is nothing but sample mass upon molecular mass. Sample mass कितना दिया है? Glucose का moles. What is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6. So glucose का moles are, sample mass is 180 grams divided by glucose का mass कितना है? Molecular mass it is 180 gram per mole. So gram cancel होगा, 180 cancel हुआ तो number of moles of glucose कितना है? 1 mole ही है. Number of moles of H2O उसका mass, sample mass कितना है? 162 grams divided by the molecular mass is 18, right? 18 gram per mole. Gram cancel होगा, 18 times. So the answer is 9 mole. So you are having 1 mole of glucose and 9 mole of water. Out of these two, which is the major component? Water is
H2O.
component.
Water.
Since H2O is solvent and glucose is solute.
Solute.
Okay. ऐसा देखते ही ऐसा बताना नहीं है. You need to calculate that into moles and then you need to do analysis. Okay. Agar in case anyone, if you know the answer, kindly answer me. In case if both the components are of same number of moles, दोनों components का mole same है. In that particular case, which will be called as solute and which will be called as solvent? Anyone? Anyone? Any idea? उस पर्टिकुलर केस में हम क्या
हाईली
बोलते हैं?
रिएक्टिव होगा तो
Sorry, can you repeat?
हाईली रिएक्टिव.
Highly reactive. Whenever you are making solution, you are not doing any reaction. पहले ये याद रखना. If you are dissolving glucose in water, there is no reaction. वो जो glucose का molecules है, वो distribute हुआ है water के अंदर. Water और glucose के बीच में कुछ reaction नहीं हुआ है. Okay, we are simply making a solution. We are distributing one component in another component. Okay, so reaction के बारे में तो सोचना नहीं है. In that case, you can say whichever gives its phase to the overall solution. Suppose initially glucose solid है, water is liquid. So दोनों को मिलाने के बाद, if the overall phase is liquid state, then it will be called as then water is called as solvent and glucose is called as solute. अगर मिलाने के बाद if it is appearing to be a solid जैसा दिख रहा है, then glucose will be called as solvent and water will be called as solute. So whichever gives its phase to the overall solution, it will be called as solvent in that particular case, in that particular situation. Yeah, tell me.
अल्कोहल और वाटर का होगा सॉल्यूशन तो
उस पर्टिकुलर केस में दोनों सेम मोल्स लिया है तो इन जनरल वाटर जो है वो यूनिवर्सल सॉल्वेंट माना जाता है. you can say water is the solvent in that case, क्योंकि तब दोनों सॉल्वेंट दोनों सोल्यूट ऐसे बोल सकते हो, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. अगर इन केस दोनों का फेजेस अलग है, then you can definitely say whichever is giving the phase to the solution, that will be called as solvent. Good question, सही है. अगर दोनों का इनिशियल फेजेस भी सेम है, फाइनल फेज भी वही है, then it depends on you. जिनको बोलना है सॉल्वेंट वो बोल सकते हो. क्लियर है ये वाला पार्ट?
यस सर.
यस सर.
आई
Yes,
होप
sir.
सब लोगों को जो भी कवर किया है ये 5-6 लेक्चर्स में वो क्लियर है. Kindly solve the worksheet. We will be discussing the worksheet tomorrow. I will be picking some questions from the worksheet जो important लगा मुझे या difficult लगा. I will be solving those questions. Please attempt all the questions from in-text exercises 1, 2, 3 and the questions from the exercise 1. उस exercise 1 में भी there are some questions which are based on empirical formula. Empirical formula के बारे में अभी discussion नहीं किया है. So वो जो questions है you can leave them for now. But उनमें बाकी questions attempt कर सकते हो. Tomorrow I will be discussing those questions. पहले ही तुम लोग करके आना तब whenever I am discussing तुम लोग को आइडिया लगेगा कहाँ पे तुम लोग को आइडिया नहीं आया मैं कैसे कर रहा हूँ वो सब. Do practice every day. All these things are relatively easy. Okay, thank you. We will be continuing the lecture in the next class. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.